Man, what's really good? What's really cracking? It's been a minute. I know it's been a minute since I've been on here. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube doing my thing. Big shout out to all my people who's still rocking with me. We've been around. We just been on the app. So today we're gonna talk about a few things. We're gonna talk about two things, most importantly. But before I get into it, I gotta drop this intro. We gotta let the intro pop real quick before we start chopping it up. Let's do it.
You're listening to Content and Cash, a FlashFilm Academy podcast. If you want to learn how to take pretty pictures, this is not the place. But if you're ready to make a living by learning the business behind the camera, buckle up, because it's time to turn passion into profit with your host, Ty Turner.
What's really good? Make sure y'all hit that like button. What's going on? This is FlashFilm Academy. This is not the YouTube channel you go to when you want to make your mama look better in them pictures. You want to remove some wrinkles or enhance your girlfriend in Photoshop. This channel ain't it. This channel is all about getting that bag and understanding the business side of the industry. So you can buy all this gear your favorite YouTubers just happen to have on the day that they are released. Just happen to have them. Somehow your favorite YouTubers just happen to have had this camera and went out and shot test footage and edited it and got the video approved by the manufacturer and uploaded it and everything 3 seconds after it's been announced. This ain't that channel. This channel is simply about understanding the business side. And let me say this, for those who don't know, we still been rocking every freaking week. We just do it on the app. So if you ain't got the app, you need to go ahead and get the app. Go to your app store, download the app, join and be a part of this thing, because we do this every freaking week on the app. We just ain't been here. I've been rocking with my gold members tough, making sure they straight and they got what they need and making sure they continue to grow. All right. If you want to follow me, you can follow me at all them places. We've been dropping shorts. And, today I want to talk about value. That's what we've been talking about. That's been the theme of our accountability meetings. Is value. And why is value important? Let me go ahead and put some of these because I got some good comments on the screen. If y'all got questions, y'all can go ahead and ask them because y'all know I like to, DNC, talk about the Lions, you know what I'm saying? Got to do that. So let's talk about value, right? Because you can't make sales or sell your service or what you love to do if you don't understand value, right? Value is something that's very important. It's something we teach big time here at FlashFilm Academy. Remember, at FlashFilm Academy, we teach you to go B2B and not B2C. Let's talk about why real quick, and then we can talk about value. B2B customers or clients tend to make more logical choices. They tend to have bigger bags. They tend to be more consistent. They tend to get a greater return off the investment of content. They don't decide to work with you because they like you. They decide to work with you because what you provide is of value to them. Now, when we get into value, that's different depending on who you speak to. But here at FlashFilm Academy, we like to teach you to understand who you want to go after so that you can provide them with what is valuable to them. That is so important if you are going to even consider being in business. You got to think like that. You got to think about, how can I provide value to someone? One, you got to understand what's valuable to them. Then you got to learn how to provide it. When you learn how to provide value to a target audience that thinks something is valuable, guess what? They will spend money to buy it from you. It's as simple as that, which is kind of hard, but it's kind of not. But here at FlashFilm Academy, that's what we're talking about. All right. Edifying Pursuits says, if you don't value the process, you can give another business, how can you give another business? How can you have another business trust you? I don't know. My screen too little. I got to blow that up. I'm getting old. I can't rock with the little screen no more. But it was a dope question. That's absolutely true. A lot of us want companies to trust us, and we don't trust companies. We've never hired a company to do great things for us. We've never spent the type of money we asking for. So, you gotta understand that. And over at FlashFilm Academy on the app, that's what we talk about. Tons of courses, tons of great video. In fact, let me do this. For those of you who are not Gold members who thinking about it, I'm gonna do this. 15% off your first month. There you go. There you go. That's access to everything. Everything. Use that promo code. You got it. I'll leave it up there for a second, and then I'm killing it because I don't want everybody and their mama hit me up about it. But let's talk about why value is important. And if you are a photographer or a videographer and you want to do a certain job, why understanding who you're trying to go after is even more important. Let me go ahead and get y'all the classics, the classic graphics. Gym alert. The first thing you got to do when you wake up in the morning and you decide I want to do this for a living, the very first thing you need to do, and this is the part that a lot of people fail because it required discipline on behalf of yourself. It required you to do something and stick with it. And that is pick a niche. You've heard me say it before. I'm going to keep saying it. You know why? Because a lot of people think they're going to skip over this and still be successful. A lot of people think I'm just going to work with everybody. I hear you, Ty, but I got everybody and I'm going to still be successful. And you're not. You're going to be one of them guys that sign up for the app and you're on there for 9 months. And when it's time to talk wins, you're looking at the ground or you don't have your camera on. You're going to be one of them guys. You're going to be one of them guys that tune in late with excuses. And we all know who those guys are, and we all have those guys. And every single one of them lack the discipline to pick a niche. If you're sitting there with your camera and you don't even know why you're buying gear right now, right? You're buying gear right now because you like it in hopes that you can make money with it. You're not even buying the gear that provide you with what you need to give your clients everything they need. You're just buying gear because Sony did a good job tricking you into thinking you need 48 stops of dynamic range and 2,000 megapixels, in a handheld device. They got you thinking it matters. They got you pixel peeping. They got you buying accessories and mounts and holders and backpacks and shoulder straps for crap you ain't even really used yet or don't even have a client to pay for this stuff. So that is why niche is the most important decision you're going to make when you decide to make this journey. There's a lot of people that's further down the line who still getting lucky. They're getting whatever client blow into the wind and they hope that they're going to make it. But the truth is they're not going to make it for long because it's not a predictable, consistent future. Now, all my gold members know there's a big difference between the customers we go after and the layups that blow in. Whole different topic. We'll discuss that more with the gold members next Wednesday in the accountability meeting, even though most of them really know at this point the main difference between who you're built to go after and the stuff that blow in. It's a lot of stuff that blow in. There you go. Carlos posted that he on track to do 130,000 in sales from being a gold member. We get tons of people. We had a guy close a 5-year deal, 6-figure 5-year deal last week. Big things popping with the gold members. Iron sharpens iron. So let's go back to understanding the idea of how to make money in this industry. Because my number one question is where the clients at? How you get clients? And people don't want to ask questions about themselves and their business to get clients. You don't appeal to everybody. You don't appeal to everybody. You don't appeal to those who got the big checks and can write checks to change your life. You don't appeal to them. Just like a raggedy car don't appeal to a rich guy. It's just not going to happen unless there's some type of, it's a car his mama used to drive or something like that. He's not going to buy a raggedy car. It's just not going to happen. So at FlashFilm Academy, we like to teach you to go after businesses. To do that, you have to look like a business. While looking like a business, you have to solve a problem. Well, guess what? You can't look like a business to everybody and you can't solve everybody's problem because you don't know, you just don't have enough money to do it. You don't have $1 billion to do it. You got to pick somebody. You got to go after them. You got to try it. You got to find out that you don't like it. And then you got to pick the niche that you do like. And that's going to happen a lot until you find where you want to be and what's most comfortable to you. Big shout out to everybody that's logging in and and watching. It's been a while, I know. They're like, man, where you been at? Next, let's talk about our number two thing. Once we decide who we're going after, we're going to find out what's valuable to them. I know a lot of y'all want to call people and say, I seen your website, your video trash. I seen you this, your pictures is trash. So what? They may not care. They may be in a situation where they don't care. You're not going to make them wake up and buy video because you pointed out the fact that the content that they're putting out is trash. However, here at FlashFilm Academy, we're going to teach you ways to find out what your client values, what problems do they have, so that we can solve those problems using our camera. Don't go in there and say, I know you need video. It's 2023. Your videos are trash. So what? If they cared about it, they would have fixed it. Let's find problems that they have that bugs them every day that they're willing to throw a lot of money at. And here at FlashFilm Academy, we're not teaching you what to think. We like to teach you how to think and how to approach it and how to think about it. And our gold members are definitely doing that. Big shout out to everybody popping on. I'm gonna pop this on the screen again because they think y'all here playing, Carlos. They think y'all here playing. So real important that we start to understand these theories and these ideas as we move forward, because your competition ain't thinking like this. Your competition is just thinking about the fact that they're a camera guy. They take pictures, they passionate, they love it. They've been doing it for this long. They got this amount of gear, they got that amount of gear. None of that matters anymore. Your client is walking around with a 4K camera in a pocket, and they think that they can do what you can do. And they have the technology to do it pretty much. The camera got image stabilization. It's detecting faces. It's exposing properly. It's at the right frame rate. It's using voice isolation so you can get clean audio from a person speaking across the room. Technology is catching up with this industry, and those who are basic, low-value camera guys aren't going to make it. They just not going to make it. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So it's very important that you start to learn business, because a lot of companies need content. A lot of companies need content. And when you understand how to learn what they value, then you can turn that into a product or service to sell them. And that's how you go from selling $2 problems to selling $20,000 problems. If you want to make more money in this industry and work less, understand the problem and provide a valuable solution to the problem. I'm not going to give you a one size fit all and say, yeah, the problem is this, or most companies need that, because that's BS. I would be lying to you. I would be like every other YouTuber on here, trying to tell you what you want to hear so that you can hit the like and subscribe button, which you should already be doing anyway. But I don't want to lie to you and tell you that BS. That's not even the right image. Anyway, so it's very important that you learn how to go after the big ticket items, how to present yourself, how to discover them, how to provide a solution, and how to execute. Good question came in. Campello says, do you think the final outcome of every videographer, photographer is being a full-time or marketing agency? Okay, so let me answer that. That's a really good question. I think right now, so many companies and businesses need what you have to offer, and they don't know where to get it. You can easily make a full-time living doing this. And when I say full-time living, I don't mean barely making it. I mean 6 figures plus, like 6-figure plus. There are so many companies that need what we have to offer who don't know how to either A, find you, or B, express what they need. It's not even funny. And in the academy, I talk a lot about being a project manager and not a photographer or videographer. Like getting away from that idea of being a hourly freelance worker, right? That's making this amount, and presenting yourself as a business and managing the project so you can make this amount. It's a huge difference. Just on that mentality alone, what you make per shoot will go up tenfold, because right now you're trying to get in as a freelancer. You're thinking hourly. You're not thinking about the complete project. So I think every photographer and videographer that's watching this right now have the ability to do this full time if they do a few things. And this is the things that we teach. If they do a few things, one, they got to determine who they want to service. Who do they want to work with? Two, you got to build out a business that is of value to that person, right? So let me give you an example. Walmart want to service price shoppers or people who value price then convenience. So what do? They offer the lowest prices, and then they offer one store that has everything. So you don't have to go everywhere. You can do all your shopping in one place. Sort of like what Amazon is doing. Because they value price shoppers who want convenience, everything about their brand speaks to that. Their price tags, where they have different stuff stationed, what you see first when you enter the location. Even when they buy real estate in a location, they're looking to see if the people in that area value price, then convenience. That's why you start to see a lot of chains that are similar around each other. You see a Pep Boys, a AutoZone, and O'Reilly's Auto Park. They're always really close to each other because they've done the research to determine that there are a lot of people in that area that value what they sell. That's how you wonder, like, man, how is it 3 of the same places? Why is it 4 donut shops over here? It's so much business that 4 donut shops can open up and they still do well. It's so much business that a Walgreens can be right across the street or next door to a CVS because they understand who their target audience is and they've determined that a lot of them people live here. So as a content creator, as a video production company, you need to do the same with your business. And I think a lot of us don't think about that. We just pick something we want to do and we go on Facebook and tell people we do it in hopes that somebody buy it. And it don't work that way. That's wishing. That's hoping. That's guessing. And we teach you how to be more consistent than that because the business is there. You just don't speak their language. You just don't look like somebody they would do business with. You don't present yourself as somebody that's capable of solving their problems. If I said I'm gonna come fix your car and I showed up in a tuxedo, you wouldn't trust me. If I'm oily and I got a suit, I'm standing in front of my lift at my shop, I'm presenting myself as a auto mechanic, you would trust me as a auto mechanic. You would pay me as a auto mechanic. So you have to look at your business that way. And because 98.5% of all, and that's my number I made up, but because 98.5% of all photographers and videographers don't do anything to present themselves that way outside of holding a camera and taking pictures of their kids, companies they don't know. The people around you barely know. The people around you don't want to pay you full price because they don't look at you and see a business. They look at you and see a person that like taking pictures, and you don't pay a person that like taking pictures top dollar. You don't pay a person that like cooking top dollar. You don't pay a person that just like working on cards top dollar. You pay people who are good at it top dollar. You pay the best of the best. People who present themselves as having the ability to solve your problem. Now, let's talk about why we do B2B over B2C, right? B2C is cool. It's the dying side of the industry. It's the part that's pretty much almost dead. I'm not saying people don't hire people to come shoot their parties and shoot different events. It's just getting more rare and rarer thanks to the cell phone. People can pull out their phone and take pictures. It's not like it used to be in the 90s and 80s where if there was a group and people wanted group photos, they hired a photographer. Just don't work like that anymore. People they don't want to do it. And when people decide to hire you, their reasoning for hiring you is not based off of logical reasons. It's all based off what I like. I may pull up at a location to meet a photographer. They may get out the car before me and I may not like their bumper sticker. And just because of that, they're not getting hired. So think about that. Compello Movies, good question. He says niching down is an excellent strategy, but what if the chosen market isn't big enough? Okay, that's another thing at FlashFilm Academies. One is we teach you how to find a market that is big enough. Most markets are bigger than you think, right? Let me give you an example. And this is a B2C, but it's a great example. And I've used this example before because it's mind-blowing. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it. But there are photographers that specialize in maternity dog photos. Let me say it again. Maternity dog photos, right? That's a market, and you're like, who would want that? Obviously, a lot of people want it. You just didn't know because that's not in your lane. And a lot of that is in stage one. Absolutely, Edifying Pursuits. Absolutely, Marcus. A lot of that we talk about is in stage one, which is, when you sign up to be a gold member, you get access to stage 1 through 3. But the point that I'm trying to prove is when people want maternity dog photos, they're going to spend top dollar for it. 2, he has no competition. So it's a market that we never thought about that brings in a lot of money because he can charge $1,000 a shoot because he has people that's willing to pay that. Now, that's not my area of expertise. That's not where I want to go and be. However, it's an example of a very limited or rare market. And you're like, how is this dude making money? Why would you choose that? That doesn't make sense. When you're the only person in that market or you specialize in it, you can charge top dollar. If I am a big dog person, I am a big pet person, and I want maternity shots of my dog, am I going to choose A, the guy that do weddings, corporate events, bar mitzvahs, or am I going to go B, the guy who shoot nothing but maternity dog photos? I'm going to go with the guy that shoot nothing but maternity dog photos. I'm going to pay a premium, but I am okay with it because that's what I want. So a lot of times when it comes to markets, a lot of people think that, and the number one thought of people before they enter the academy really is thinking, if I do less, I'm going to make less. Now, if you do less, you're going to make a lot more. Per shoot, you're going to be way more consistent, and everything about your brand is going to speak to your target audience. So sales become easy, right? If you need a fire truck, it ain't nothing to talk about. If you need a fire truck, if you dial 911 for a fire truck, they come in there for one reason and one reason only. Put out that fire. When they show up, they get right to it. They look like it. They're ready for it. When you see the fire truck, you know what's up. When people see your brand, they should feel like that about the problem you solve. They shouldn't be looking at you as a photographer that's just bored with a camera, or he loved to do this, so I'm going to throw you some change. Or the guy that do everything. They should be looking at you as if you are a problem solver who solve a specific problem for companies. Now that I got my foot in the door, now I can do everything. However, I am designing my brand to go after this specific type. FlashFilm Media has 3 niches. I'm going to see if you can guess them. One is corporate events. I'll say that. One is corporate events. We have 3 niches. But guess what? We started like Coca-Cola with 1. And until you get to the point where you can invest heavy in marketing for 3 different niches, 1 is where you may want to start. If you can't put $2,000 a month into marketing, 1 is where you want to start. Overpromise and underdeliver. If you can afford to put $2,000 a month into 3 different niches, you may want to go with 3 different niches that are similar to each other. You may want to go into 3 different niches. If you're starting off and you're trying to get consistent, pick 1. Pick 1 and grow. Think about Coca-Cola. They started with 1 drink, 1 size. That's it. Well, I think it was an 8-ounce glass of Coca-Cola, maybe 12 ounce. Back in the day, I think it was 8. But the point I'm trying to prove is, as a content creator like yourself, who want to do this consistently, who want to make money, who want to build a business, have a website that works for you, and understand where to take your brand, it starts with understanding your target audience and understanding your niche. Now, we can go into this like crazy, but we talk a lot about it on the platform. So if you're not a gold member, let me pop this up again. You can go ahead and Go to your app store. That's the wrong one. Look, I ain't even looking at my graphics. Go to your app store. Check out your go to download the FlashFilm Academy app and join. So make sure you join. Every Wednesday we go live. We have these conversations every Wednesday. Bring your questions. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about where you are in your business and where you're growing. And check out stage one. Stage one, which used to be module one, walks you through the complete process. All right. Compello said, when I was a videographer, I only looked for random projects I thought were interesting. The hardest thing is committing to one. Well, life gets a lot easier when you understand how to solve a problem for one client, right? That's why firemen and police officers aren't the same. They both call when you call 911, but they aren't the same. They're designed for two different problems. They're very good at two different things. So you want to be a subject matter expert at solving a problem for a specific type of audience. That's the only way you can get consistent at this. That's the only way you can say, okay, job, I'm done because I've locked up enough work where I'm good. The only way you can do it is by understanding who are you marketing to. Right now, if with your company right now, and this is something I want all of you guys to think about. Right now, if you had to pay for $500 in advertising, who is that advertising talking to? Is it talking to ladies, men? How do you determine who needs video and how to market to them at the time they need video or photography? How do you determine that? A lot of people just put everybody and they just market and they waste $500. They waste and Facebook and Google will be happy to take that money. Facebook and Google will be happy to take your money. That's how they make a majority of their money. A marketing agency is only going to help you create content that go after a specific target audience. That's it. They're going to say, let's create a video that speaks to A, that's designed for A, and we're going to put it in front of A until we convert them over or bring them to a landing page to convert them to a client. How do you go after people if you don't know who you're going after? There's no way to say, I want to market to people who decided that they need a video. I want to market to them. You are wasting your money. There is not a way to reach those people. However, there is a way to reach tech companies who have decided that training videos will help their business. There is a way to reach them. There is a way to reach, let's say, event planners who are looking to create content about their events. There is a way to reach them. But when you get in front of them, you have to look like somebody they want to work with. If you don't, you're wasting your money. A lot of you guys have boosted posts and have had ads, and they did nothing for you. Not because Facebook and all that is a scam or is getting over. It's because a lot of you guys don't understand who you want to go after. You're just putting out anything in hopes that something stick. And business don't work like that. Business, it just don't work like that. So we're going to end there because I don't want to keep it too long. Just to let y'all know, if you do sign up for the app, get your first month 15% off. Let me hurry up and put that on and take that off. And I just want to chop it up with y'all real quick because it's been a minute. We got tons of great content that drop every week on the app. If you're serious about this, if you're not, keep watching the free stuff. If you're serious about it, go ahead and jump on and do your thing. And, I'm going to do like I always do. All my gold members, I'm going to see y'all on the app. And everybody else, enjoy the shorts. And I'll see you in the next video. All right? Be safe.